Let's go over to Diana Greco.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, thanks.
Perfect, and who's this with you?
This is my great aunt, Phyllis.
Your great aunt, perfect, it's nice to have you. And right away I have Rose, I keep hearing Rose.
My grandmother.
So notice she's the one that I'm connecting with, because she kept saying to me, say Rose, I'm Rose, hello.
Yes.
So no, it's her way of acknowledging that she's here when I'm connecting and letting you know that she's on the other side. Was this the one that you really wanted to hear from? Because she was like barreling through and she's like trying to push like all the spirits aside to connect with you.
Yes.
And she says to me, first of all, I have to let you know that she knows that her name was passed down here in this world. So I don't know who's got the middle name or passed down that name, but it's her way of letting you know that she knows that when I'm connecting with her.
Thank you.
And how is your aunt related? Is this her sister?
It is, yes.
So can she please thank her sister for the way that she loved her and cared for her? She says to me that what she wants you to know is that the two of you were like inseparable here in this world.
Wow.
Because she tells me the two of you used to make the recipes all the time. She remembers the recipes with you. Yeah. And she goes, you were always the better cook than me, she's telling me. She says, because she used to follow your leading. That was one of the memories that she loved with you, was being in the kitchen with you and cooking with you. She says, and going shopping with you. Do you understand that? And I'm going to tell you something. Listen, do you mind if I'm completely honest with what your sister's saying? Phyllis, she says, tell her, can you believe I'm the one who died out of everybody? She goes, I thought that you were going to die before me, she says.
She's the big sister.
Oh, no, what do I? Because she said, I thought you were going to pass before me. She goes, I took care of everybody. She goes, I watched over everybody. She goes, when someone had a problem, I was there. She goes, and I'm the one to die. Yeah. She says, but the one thing that she wants you to know is thank you for filling her shoes. She says, thank you for going and for being another version of me. She says, because everything that you do when you celebrate the holidays, when you're around your family, when you're around your grandchildren, when you're around everybody, you constantly think of your sister. There's not a day that you don't bring her up. There's not a day that you don't talk about her. And you're taking this the hardest because you weren't just her sister. You felt like her mother. Because you know how much she looked up to you. And whenever she needed something, she came to you. When she needed a recipe, she came to you. When she had a question or a problem, she came to you. Do you understand that? And by the way, she goes, she's going like this. She goes, Matt, she goes, you don't know Phyllis. She's like, Phyllis is the type of person where she knows what everybody's doing. She knows everything about everybody. She goes, she's always checking the obituaries to see who died, who's still here, who's married to so-and-so, where this family member moved. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And now your sister's teasing you. She goes, now that I'm in heaven, she goes, I know more than you. She says, because I can keep an eye on everybody. I know every single thing that's going on, everything that's happening. She says, so one thing that she wants you to know, she says, is to keep living life. Your sister says to me, don't cry over me anymore. She says, don't be upset with my passing. She says, you need to live as well. She goes, Matt, oh my God. She goes, my sister, she goes, she's so morbid. She says, how come I'm the one who's living? How come she wasn't living? I'm the one who died. So you say that?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
She goes, stop being morbid, she's saying to you.
See that?
See?
Yeah.
She says, you enjoy life. She goes, and you better do what I was supposed to do. She says, you better teach the grandchildren the recipes. She says, and keep with the holidays and traditions because they need you. She says, and as long as one of us is down here, she goes, you take care of what's down here. I'll take care of what's up here. Okay. She goes, it's like back in the day when we used to live in the multi-family house. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
She goes, we all used to take care of our floors. You take care of the bottom floor. I'll take care of the top floor.
So right.
So she goes to me, that's what heaven's like. She goes, I'm going to take care of up here. You take care of down here. She goes, if I need you, I'll find you, she said.
You're unbelievable.
Oh, well, thank you. She goes, and Matt, she goes, I got to let my family know that I was not prepared for what I had gone through with my health when I was here. She says, because not only did it affect my whole body, but she tells me that it started to affect my mind. She says that at the end, she tells me that she had issues remembering, she had issues recalling things. She goes, and I was a completely different person.
Yeah. She had dementia.
Okay. So know that first of all, what she wants you to know is that now that she's in heaven, that she can remember everything. And what's so beautiful, the one thing I can tell you as a medium is that when your loved ones go to the other side, not only are they able to remember everything, but they can click the rewind button and see every single thing that they missed out on. And she's acknowledging that.
I'm very
She
happy.
says to me, the hardest thing that was going on is there was an issue with her care, she's telling me. She tells me about them having to change hospitals or having to change care facilities when I'm connecting with her.
Yes.
So is your family putting her in different care facilities?
No, she was mostly cared for at home, but before her passing, she broke her hip, and there was a transition from the hospital to the rehab that was to happen.
That's what I want to talk about. Because she kept telling me about her family saying, we're getting you out of there, we're getting you out of there, and that you all wanted to take her home.
Yes.
But she also talks about not being able to make it, that since she had that issue, she never recovered.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you something, and it's something very, very, very important, is that she tells me that there's survivor's guilt here. And when I talk about survivor's guilt, it means that your family is saying every single day, well, if she never went into that place, she would have still been here. And more importantly, that your family is so upset because somehow, some way they think that it could have prevented this from happening or prevented her passing. Let me tell you something. She was a forceful woman, but she says to me, tell them when I was here, she goes, people used to say I was like a nun. She goes, because I always told the truth. She goes, and I'm telling you, she goes, and I'm telling them this right now. She says, I want them to know that my body was weak and there was no way that I was going to recover, whether it be at that facility or at home. And I'm using her words, so don't think these are my words. I'm going to tell you what she's saying. She's going like this, don't kid yourself, don't kid yourself. That was something she used to say here in this world. Yeah, those aren't my words. I wouldn't say that. She's saying that to me. I hear her. So she's saying that what she wants you to know is that she does not want you to look back and to see her journey and to go back and replay it. She wants to thank you all for the way that you loved and cared for her and the way that you stayed there and by her side. Because that's what was so important. She says, I got to see my family. She goes, I got to stay in touch with everybody. She says, I never felt like I was alone. She goes, of course I wanted to come home. She says, but I felt like I was in the best hands. And she's acknowledging that. And also, she's the guardian angel that's watching over all of you every single day. She is with your mother, by the way, on the other side as well, letting you know that they are all together, that you don't have to worry, and that she is at peace.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I really hope that this helped you.
Yes,
Thank
it does. It does. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you.